Hello everybody and welcome back to Mind Up, and today we're gonna talk about bad bosses. We've all had them, you and me. I'm lucky enough to not have a bad boss right now, so don't worry about that, guys. If you're watching, I hope my boss isn't watching. And he wouldn't have to worry anyways, because what I'm going to talk about is all my bad past bosses, and I'm going to go through what made them a bad boss. And you guys definitely feel free to leave a comment down below of your bad experience, or it could be short, it could be a full-blown paragraph. I don't care. I like to feel this connection between you guys, because it's like I know everyone's had bad bosses. So I'm going to get kind of deep here a little bit, because I think what mainly makes a bad boss is their self-centered is the best way to put it, I think, because no matter what I did, it was always my fault. If I had done something, oh my god, get this. One time, the big main guy came in, you don't really see him, but he was feared, right? He comes in, I'm just checking the food that's like in the trays to make sure it's still fresh. I figure that's a good trait for an employee, to make sure your food is fresh. Apparently, because everything's supposed to be on a timer, which we didn't do, I shouldn't have to look to see if it should be fresh. We should know it's fresh. Well, you know what? There's this thing called human error. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes someone didn't press the button, which we did. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't be ridiculed. Oh, and he got nasty. He called me out in front of everyone. And then the people who told me to do this come up to me real quietly and say, oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that. What? I don't care if I'm not supposed to do it. I want to make sure the food is fresh. And another thing, being sick at work. This is my numero uno problem with bosses being sick. If you're in a restaurant establishment and you are sick, don't make food. I don't care how sick you are. Maybe there is a line that, you could draw, but if you're vomiting, I had to prove I was sick by coming in and proving that I was sick. My sickness was vomiting. Yeah. Chances are someone is gonna see this that works there, because it's not too far from me. Again, I don't care, but just in case, because I still do go there. Again, I don't care. But the main thing is, I'm not shown that I'm an equal to him. Just because I have rank does not mean you're a better human than I. Chances are, to bounce up in the rank ladder, they were probably had to do some grimy stuff. Big corporations, not like McDonald's and stuff like that. Maybe some conniving, but like big corporations like to be the CEO. You're gonna have to do some bootlicking and some grimy stuff, most likely. I know there's some success stories that are pure and valiant, but it seems like every boss that I've ever had is like this. Aside from now, like I said in the beginning, the only thing I've ever asked for from my bosses is just respect. I'm a human just like you. I understand you're at a higher rank than I, and I will gladly follow your instructions, but respect me. Alright, I've been blathering on long enough. On my computadora here, I have perfect pinpoint things that I thought of that make a bad boss. They don't communicate. How are you supposed to connect with your employees if you just shun them? If you're one of those bosses that just, you never... I've had a principal in my school that no one knew what she looked like. She never showed herself. I don't respect you then. You're not even a real human being to me, for all I know. You don't exist. The next one is to, narcissist. Narcissists. Any narcissist is kind of a pain to deal with, but someone that doesn't get it, someone that just just doesn't get how they make you feel and things like that. You're always going to be clashing. There's never going to be any middle ground. Playing favorites. I feel like that's inevitable. No matter where you go, you have a harder worker, chances are you're gonna like them more, give them more hours and stuff like that. But it does hurt the other team members. Hopefully, you know, the other team members, you know, employees understand that, hey, and it could be encouragement, honestly. So maybe that's not such a bad one. I don't know. Oh my God, managers that get lose their temper with you, that is so unprofessional. Like, just to be angry, like, you get your point across so much more if you're calm. Like, if I'm your boss and I'm talking like this to you, I'm
very disappointed in you. I think you really need to do better next time.
You would listen to me, wouldn't you? You'd be like, you know what, this guy, he's respecting me, he's talking to me calmly, I'm gonna do what he says. You know what, I was screwing around. Very easy. But when they lose their temper at you and just start getting angry, that just makes you more angry. You go off after you disperse and go back to doing your job. All you're doing is bad-mouthing the person, and then you don't even know what they wanted you to do. They just yelled at you because they have a temper. This is kind of ties in with my main one, like never showing when they were wrong. You know, never taking the blame when it's their fault and they blame you instead. That is such a pet peeve of mine, because it's like I think that also ties in with narcissism, because they don't recognize that they're the ones who made the mistake. If like too much food was ordered and say that was their job, they'd be like, oh, why didn't you double check my work? It's like, and this is going to be the final one. This one kind of has more to do with the employees, but allowing bad employees to stick around, that is a horrible thing. It makes the hard workers really stressed out. Like, I'll admit, at an old job of mine, I'm not going to say which one, this was like rampant. Like, half the employees were just, you would think that they couldn't work or something. Like, it was unbelievable. These people, like, they just wanted to lay on their couch all day. That's all, like, they were interested in doing, and that's all they complained about going home and doing, believe me. Oh, very frustrating. And when bosses allow this to happen, it's just not a good thing, and it lowers the morale of the whole restaurant or business or whatever it is. In my case, I've only worked in restaurants, so that's why I say restaurants. But, you know, I've experienced a lot of bad bosses, bad employees, just bad work in general, but that should never stop you from trying to find what you want to do, and especially your dream job. You know, trying to find your dream job, you have to wade through a lot of bull crap. You have to make your way through that crowd of bad bosses to find your dream job. That's the world that we live in. So I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you don't go to work to some jerk boss, but if you do, feel free to vent in the comments down below. They won't see it, I promise. Just tell me about your bad boss, we'll rip them a new one together. Sound good? Hope you guys have a good day.